shouldn't be up there, but.
Good morning, everybody. Hope all is well. Well, this wraps it up for me for this phase of the build. I've been up here for, I don't know, maybe just about 3 weeks, maybe a little shy of 3 weeks, and I'm a little bummed. Was hoping to get just a little bit more done before the machine got picked up yesterday, but we did get all the trusses up, and we got the I forget what they're called, the fly, whatever, with the pieces for the soffit. You know, the 10.5 inch soffit pieces. We also put the rake board on. Didn't get the fascia board on both the 40-foot sides, but that's okay. And I obviously didn't get the roof sheath, which is a bummer because that's really what I wanted, and they're expecting snow in the next week or two. So unfortunately I didn't meet my full goal, but to basically build a house in about 2-3 weeks, I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty excited, pretty proud. But this ends it for me on this little run. I imagine that once I get home and get a chance to look at all these videos, it'll edit down into a bunch of different ones with walls going up and such like that. But excited for you guys to check it out and see it all kind of come together. But it's a Tuesday morning, the end of October, and basically here's where we're at right now. So the house is up, trusses are on. Was able to get the the rake board pieces on, the soffit extension done, which is exciting. That was probably wouldn't have been able to do that as easily without having the machine yesterday and day before. But it's been raining all day yesterday. It's going to rain today, little less tomorrow, and then it's pretty bad weather for the next couple days. So keep my fingers crossed everything works out and stays together and doesn't take a big old poo-poo-ka-choo. But I'm basically packed up this morning and just coming up to kind of take one final look, and I'm going to sweep the floor. But thought I'd bring you guys up to kind of see. This is what it's been like the last couple days. It's basically just coming in and there's the floor. Not gonna lie, had a heart attack the first time, but at this point I'm just living with it. It doesn't get too bad. I mean, it stays pretty good. It's pretty much just this run right here everything comes to, so I'm assuming there's a little lull, but that's the center. So I'm gonna sweep it out and at least get it to dry off a little bit, you know, over the next day or so, but not too bad. And it's a shame if I'm up here, obviously I don't mind it because I can kind of jump in here, sweep it after it rains a bit, but have to go home, make a little bit more money so I can finish building this house. I gotta go home for at least a couple weeks, so we'll see what happens. But pretty excited to where we got right now, and you know, just stay tuned. Obviously the next video is probably going to be us coming up to put the fascia boards on and the roof, so that'll be pretty exciting. And at least at that point I can kind of slow my roll a little bit in regards to getting windows in and stuff and getting us fully dried in. But not bad. I'm proud of my wife and my dad. Appreciate my brother and his family coming up to help the couple days, and you know, it's everybody got to be a little bit of a part of it, which is cool, and there's plenty more to do. So for those of you who aren't up here yet, friends and family, I get you up here. But stick around, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Catch up with you guys in a little bit. Take care. Good morning, everybody. Hope all is well. Welcome back to another episode here on the ShabinLife. As usual, I got here about a week ago, and I didn't really get the camera set up right away. I was up here for a day by myself, then my dad got up here to give me a hand. But we started working last Friday, so today's a Thursday morning. So last Friday we started doing a little bit of work, but I forgot to put the camera up, like I said, as usual. So what I'm doing here is sort of reminiscent of like a My Self-Reliant video, a Reliance video, where it's the end and the beginning. So I'll give you an idea. We came up, like I said, last Friday. We were here to put up the fascia, to put on the OSB for the roof, get the underlaminate on, get some drip edge on, any other little odds and ends, but getting pretty much us undercover was really the goal. And we had killer weather for a handful of the days that we were here for, which was great. I seriously can't complain at all that we're getting like 60, 70 degree weather in November. It's gonna dip today. I think a high is 45, and that's okay. It started raining yesterday. Unfortunately, we were able to just finish up what we were doing yesterday before the rain came. But we did have some snags over the couple days. I rented the lull, the telehandler again for a week, which is not cheap. Mostly because the trusses were a little late getting here the first time I rented it, so we didn't get as much done as we anticipated because they didn't show up on time, which was okay. We still were able to get a lot of stuff done. But I had to rent the machine a second time, and unfortunately this time there was an issue with the machine, and I had it over a weekend, and I couldn't get anybody on the telephone for like 3 days, which was a bummer because that thing was like a paperweight in the driveway, especially at a time where we really needed it. But my brother was up here for a day, thankfully, or 2 days actually. Thankfully, he and I were able to really like just, you know, brute strength push some of this OSB up onto the roof from the ladder, which I'm sure has been done a million times. Would have been nicer to just lift it up with the machine. But anyway, with all that being said, let's take a trip back to last, I don't know, Thursday or Friday when we got here. And I know we didn't do a ton of video, but I'll basically put up everything that we did, and you guys can see us, you know, bits and pieces doing the roof. And then we'll come back and I'll give you a walk through where we are today on Thursday. But let's go back to last Thursday. Enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in a few. All right, welcome back. I'm not quite sure how much video we got on there, but hopefully it was enough to give you an idea of what we got done. But you can see in the background, we are now undercover, which is awesome. So I thought I'd just take a few minutes and walk you guys through what we did do. Like I said, the fascia and the sheathing and stuff like that. Take you inside, let you see what it looks like inside. Yeah, I'll take you in, check it out, but not bad. So, got the fascia put on. You know, little bits of info. I mean, for those of you who haven't, you know, set trusses before, you know, certainly that's an adventure, but, you know, the trusses are awesome, but they definitely are just, you know, lanky and long and wobbly. So, you know, basically what I did was I marked the fascia exactly where the truss end should be, based on where they sat on the top plate. That way, when I got the fascia board up there, it wasn't really like a guess of whether or not the ends of the trusses were sitting in the right spot. I sort of forced them where they needed to be, so that we could kind of keep everything upright as we started putting the roof on. With that being said, you know, putting the roof on, definitely an adventure as well. Again, you're straightening trusses as you go up to try and keep everything 24 inches on center or wherever it needs to be. You know, that way the ply lays nice at the seams. Didn't always come out that way. I think we had to cut maybe 2 or 3 boards up there just to give us a little love. But as we got a little bit closer to the top, obviously the trusses were getting straightened out as we went up, so it made it a little bit easier. And then the underlayment is a synthetic underlayment. You know, I'm sure somewhere down the line you can put that thing on with staples. I did wind up making the splurge and buying a cap nailer, which I'm sure I could sell down the road if I didn't wind up using it, but I know I'll put the house wrap on with it. I'll do the building over here's roof and house wrap with it, so it'll get some usage, so it was worth it. But I put all the synthetic in, as they say, you know, needs to be put in with a cap nailer. A little difficult to see from down here, but it worked out really well, and we had some winds with the rain last night, and it doesn't look like anything happened to the underlayment. Got the drip edge put on. The drip edge goes on, you know, according to every other builder, which I'm sure is the right way. I put the drip edge on the fascia, then I ran the synthetic underlayment, you know, bottom here and then all the way up. I ran the underlayment right to the edge of the drip edge, and then the rake board drip edge went over the underlayment. So, and then it gets kind of bent up at the corners. I'll take a little walk closer so you guys can check it out. But it worked out really well. It's my first time putting all that stuff on, and not that it's rocket science, but I don't know if you can see up there, but bends around the corner, and then I just left a little bit of the underlayment hanging off. I'll go back and trim that later. But we were also able to get a few more sheets on here, some sheets on the other side. Basically the whole, you know, first 8 feet of the house is wrapped in OSB. Just gotta get this top part done so that I can cut the windows out and put the house wrap on. But we are now undercover, man. Really happy with how things turned out. Looks a lot different, obviously, not seeing the sky, but I'm definitely happy that we were able to get this on when we got it on. It's only going to get colder at this point, which would have made it that much more difficult to put that roof on, but still a lot to do up there. But I gotta take that. That's just a brace that was holding the trusses up that we took off to give us a little wiggle room on the top cord. But I think I put some sheets of OSB up there. Unfortunately, I don't have enough Advantech to do a subfloor up there. I did wind up having enough roof sheathing left over that I think I can manage doing the whole floor. So I think I'm gonna go up there today. And try and shoot down maybe 6 pieces or so. Like I said, just to give me a place to stand up there. But all in all, man, I'm really happy with how things turned out. Very thankful that, again, my dad could come up and lend a hand. He's becoming quite the heavy equipment operator. I tried to take some video of him yesterday driving from down here, which I know this doesn't look much, but I mean, this is a pretty steep slope here, you know, heading down. And my man was down here, and there's, you know, divots and gullies and valleys, and you can see his tracks. He was cruising around here like he was on a race. It was awesome. I tried to run after him just so I could get him. He was tilting the machine while he was driving, trying to keep himself nice and level. Like I said, quite the equipment operator. But this is really good. I'm excited with where we're at. Like I said, maybe try and throw an attic floor on before I take off. And then my next goal is to frame in the gable end. I think we're gonna wind up doing, you know, more of like a transom look across here with some 2x windows So we'll see how that works out, but I'll probably take measurements for that today so that I can get an idea how to frame it out when I come back. But very excited, very happy. Sorry I didn't really, take the camera up with me on the roof or take the camera with me anywhere pretty much. Thankfully, Dayna's really good about trying to take 10, 15 second snips here and there so you guys can get an idea. I always say, or I always say to my family, they'll say something about the videos and I'll say, or about the channel. And I was just saying, I'm not a how-to channel because I'm a how-do. I'm a how-I-do channel. So I know that I don't really sit there and explain every little bits and pieces that I'm doing. And, that's not necessarily, I'm just here to document and have a good time, show you guys kind of what we're up to as we build this off-grid home. I haven't really even talked about the home that much, but it'll be, all solar, and there's a big cistern that will feed water from rain collection. And, in Pennsylvania, I've talked before, you have to put in a septic system. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done one of those anyway, because we use a compost toilet up here, all the time anyway. So I probably could have done without the septic. And I was hoping to, filter the gray water through an aquaponics system, but anyway, PA requires septic, so that kind of defeated that. We'll still wind up having, I think, a composting toilet and a humidor hacienda somewhere on the property that Dayna and I will use, but at least I guess when guests come, they can have a regular bathroom to use. Although what fun is that, right? But I thank you guys for checking out the videos. I definitely saw that the subscribers were going up while I'm here, even though I don't get service, so I really can't see much here. But it was kind of cool to see the numbers going up. It looks like people are enjoying the videos. I enjoy making them, so I'm glad you enjoy watching them. Hopefully it'll just get that much more exciting as we continue to build. I did get a couple messages or questions, I think, about the wall jacks, lifting the walls in the past couple videos. I'll put a little thing in the comments thing on those videos, but they're from Qualcraft. They're called wall jacks, and they're about $225 a piece. So $500 for a set, $450, $500 for a set. I got them at a discounted price. I waited a while. I was looking at them for about a year. So I paid like $175 for each of them. But I'll tell you what, they were worth their weight in gold. And certainly if I'm not going to use them down the road, I'm sure I could sell them and get at least half my money back, and someone else can, move on to use them for their build. But they are well worth it. Qualcraft wall jacks. I'll put a link in the description of the wall videos that we just put up. But thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm excited at what we got done here. Next, when I come up, will probably be, like I said, framing in this gable end and getting it ready for the windows, and then finishing the sheathing on the walls outside so that I can cut the windows and doors out, put the house wrap on. But very exciting, cool stuff to come. Thanks for tuning in. If it's your first time, make sure to hit subscribe, and we will certainly catch up with you guys later. Have a great day.